I would like to introduce one of our new advisory board members here at Oceanside Perspective. Tejas Jukar has over 2 decades of experience in engineering solutions for workforce communications, HR, and telecom sectors using cutting-edge technologies. He is an accomplished technology leader driving large engineering teams and delivering many customer-centric, scalable enterprise solutions. He has been a pivotal force behind scaling startups from $4 million to $100 million plus in annual recurring revenue. Thank you for being here with us today. Starting with your education, you received a BE at the University of Mumbai for electronics and telecommunications. You then moved to Larsen and Toubro Infotech as a senior software engineer. Can you tell me more about how your early experience at university, as well as your first position, played a part in shaping your career?
Yeah, thank you for having me. University for me was always a very safe space, right? And that's where I met a lot of my friends, a lot of professors, and they shaped a lot of my earlier career days, right? It was a safe space. I was always curious and I had a lot of questions, and I was always free to approach my peers and my professors to ask all of those questions. And I think that helped me develop that curious nature that always fanned my curiosity to know more about something and not just take it for the face value, right? And I think that quality has been something that's helped me throughout my career till now, and it's always made me eager to learn, right? Once I graduated, I joined L.I.T.E Infotech. Out there, I met a lot of mentors, and if you ask me, what do I cherish from L.I.T.E Infotech? I know there are 3 quotes which I stand by even today. One was keep it simple. Second is focus on fundamentals. And third, that I still feel is true, is nothing's impossible. It's just not been done yet, right? I feel that I still follow these 3 things. I have these written down on my desk. And anytime I feel that I'm stuck on something, I just use them as my guiding or North Pole, right? And yeah, I guess that's what I have taken from those 2 experiences.
That's cool that you still take it to this day. After you then moved to 7 networks following your time at Larsen and Toubro and worked as a software engineer specialist with a focus as a mobile engineer. Can you speak about that experience and anything pivotal that you learned?
I think for 7 networks, I would say, meaning at that time, I think this was in around 2007, right? I learned that change is a constant. I started off as a mobile engineer, and when I say started off, I have seen the technology evolve from huge bricks to something, meaning literally they were huge. And it was only available for a few privileged folks who had access to technology at that time, to now where I'm actually giving an iPhone to an 11-year-old, right? So technology's taken that shift. That's why change is constant. I started off working at the board level on a phone to what we have. So I think we always have to remember that change is constant, and we have to, as individuals, embrace that change to be successful, because it's going to help you grow at the end of the day, and it's going to drive innovation. So if you are in software and you are always worried about what happens next, you just have to work that out. You have to adapt. And that is going to be one of the most key factors for your success, adaptability.
Definitely, thank you for that. For a brief amount of time, you worked at DoubleDutch, and then you moved on to SocialChorus, where you were for quite some time. You moved from software engineer to senior staff engineer. What did you learn from that experience, and what advice would you share with young business professionals about pivoting in their career?
I think what is important for you in that period of your career is you have to find a group of people who you feel have a purpose and a vision. And if that vision and purpose resonates with what you want to do in your career or resonates with you as what you want to do personally, follow them, right? Join that group, work with them, and try to solve the problem that they're facing, right? It's very difficult. It's not very easy to find that kind of a group. I was very lucky wherein I found that kind of a group with SocialChorus. Their vision was to give a voice to the voiceless. They wanted to work with deskless workers or people who work at the front line and give them a voice where they could share their opinions. Communication has always been top down, and their vision was to disrupt that and make it both ways. And that resonated, and I feel that I still think we can solve more of that problem, and I'm still working towards solving that problem in the communication field.
Great. Yeah, thank you for that. And that kind of leads us into your experience at Firstup, where you are today. And if you could tell us a little bit more about how your path has led you to where you are right now.
SocialChorus has changed its name, and it's now Firstup, so that it's still the same organization. So it still has the same goals and vision. I am with the same organization for the past 8 years now, and their goal is what is still driving me to do that, right? Change in my career, specifically within Firstup, has been based on a lot of factors, right? Technology has changed in the past 8 years. Earlier it was how to get connectivity to people, and now if you see everywhere, the new currency is data, right? So as I said, that you have to adapt as an organization, as an individual. We all have to adapt, and now we are focusing more on data as a currency, and that's what I'm spending my time on right now in Firstup. I currently am leading the entire data team, and I'm reinventing myself. And if you want an advice for people, right, that what do you do in your career? How do you grow? Learn to adapt, learn new things, try to solve problems which are going to help people. That's I think so. That's the mission that Firstup has, and I'm still working with them.
Definitely. You spent time at MIT after your career had already begun. What did that experience teach you, and do you have any advice for business professionals who are contemplating going back to school during their career?
Education is the best investment. That's what I feel, and what I've experienced in the past 20 years. I've been constantly upgrading my skill sets, may that be soft skills or like things that are going to help me professionally and personally. As a rule, what I do is I invest 5% of free time. When I say free time, it's the time that you have, not the time that you spend with family or friends. It's just the time that you have alone. I invest 5% of that into my education. And that has helped me grow in my career as well as professionally and personally with family, right? And when I say invest in education, it just does not mean that you have to be investing in something that you're working in, right? You should invest in something that you enjoy. You enjoy art, you enjoy playing the guitar, you want to learn that, right? Invest in that. I picked up MIT because it's an esteemed university, right? And I wanted to learn more about data, and that's where I went to MIT. I'm going to continue to take more courses. I'm going to continue to learn, and that's going to help me grow. So if you find time, invest in education.
Right. What are some of the misconceptions about different generations in the workplace, and how can cross-generational learning help break some of those barriers?
I've always been lucky in my career where I have been in cross-generational organizations. From being the youngest in the organization to being not the oldest, but older than the rest, right? So I have learned a lot from my peers, from my seniors, from my juniors. At the beginning of my career, I was in L&T Infotech. L&T Infotech is a large organization, and they have like people from 30 years of experience to me, where I had 0 years of experience. I learned a lot. I had a lot of mentors. It made life easy for me to have someone guide me through the ups and downs of software. I don't know, when you talk about misconceptions, do you have an example which you feel that there's going to be a misconception?
Yeah, well, maybe I know a little bit of an older generation may think that the younger generation doesn't have much to offer in terms of knowledge or in terms of how they operate, maybe even work ethic and stuff like that.
I think that's a tough one because it depends on the personality of people who you're surrounding yourself with, right? And again, I'm saying that I was lucky. I never got a mentor or a senior engineer within my team who actually felt that younger generation does not have the work ethics. It depends on what stage you are in your career at times, right? I don't know, that's a difficult one. But for me, I feel that we should invest in such organizations where there are multi-generation engineers present, because things that a senior engineer has seen or has solved as a problem is going to be beneficial for the junior engineers to learn from. And for the senior engineer, it's not that they know everything. You will always learn new things from a junior engineer. There are always different ways to solve a problem, and there are new technologies that are coming in. A junior engineer can help you learn those new things faster. So I feel that it's always going to be beneficial for us to invest in such kind of environments, and the kind of products that we'll build out of that are going to be amazing.
Definitely. So a little bit more on the OP side, but what do you like about Oceanside Perspective, and why have you decided to join our organization?
I got introduced to OP through a common colleague. I guess one of the engineers was already working in OP, and she said that, hey, I'm working for this nonprofit and this is the mission. I said, okay, that resonates with what I think. I always want to give back to the community, and I enjoy mentoring people, right? So I said that I should get an introduction with Ellen, and once I got introduced, I saw that what I think and what I want to do matched with what was a vision from Helen and what OP wants to do. And one thing led to the other, and I just said that, hey, I want to be a part of this journey, and just tell me what do you need help with, and I'll just do that.
Thank you for that. So being familiar with our L.I.T.E pillars, which of the values resonates most with you and why?
So leadership, innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship. You cannot pick one. You need all four for an all-round development of your career, or even of a development of an individual. So picking one would be difficult. If you say which one is my favorite, then I think it'll be innovation and technology, right? But for me to be successful, all four are important. You have to focus on all four, and that's how you're going to make your career.
Definitely. I guess as you join OP, what will the future look like for Oceanside Perspective, in your opinion?
We're just starting, right? The first step is always the most difficult one, but I know the entire group is going to work together and make it successful. I think so the future looks very bright.
And to close us out, please share any wisdom or any advice that you have for aspiring business professionals.
I think this is the quote that I always follow through, which I take from L.I.T.E Infotech, is nothing's impossible. It's just not being done yet. And I want to be that person who always think that you are going to be that person who's going to solve that problem. Right? So don't think that anything's impossible.
Thank you for taking the time to be with us today, and we're very happy to have you on board here at Oceanside Perspective.
Thank you.